Hi everyone, Ron Crider reporting for duty again today. Guess what? Today is April the 23rd. It's Friday. It's the last day of this work week. I have good numbers for you. I have really good numbers and some bad news. Really bad news. I'm not happy to report today. Well, first, let me give the weather report. I can get that out of the way so you know what's going to happen with the weather. Tonight, we're going to have partly cloudy with increasing clouds overnight, low about 68 degrees, winds east at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, on Saturday, mostly cloudy skies early, then becoming partly cloudy later in the day. Stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, high about 88 degrees. Low tomorrow is going to be about 69. Okay. That's the weather forecast. It's not such a bad idea, not such a bad deal. But I can tell you this. I do have some good news for you with respect to the numbers for today, and I hope you like them because I worked very hard to have these good numbers. I always wonder if these numbers are actually manipulated because now it's Friday and we have all good numbers. We have green on the screen everywhere. Oh, there's never good numbers because it won't be good numbers until the numbers are zero, and these are not zero. Okay, for the bad news. The Amalfi Grill is done. It's over with. The Amalfi Grill in Vero Beach that we've been going to for the past 11 years with Bobby Rose, Chef Chet. Yeah, I know Chef Chet's not there anymore, but he was, and he was great. And Chef Chet and Bobby were really good friends for many years, and all of a sudden, bang, they were gone. They weren't hanging out with one another anymore. But nonetheless, Bobby Rose decided it's time to hang it up, and he is not open anymore. The Amalfi Grill is gone. The very best Italian restaurant in town. If you're looking for a really good, classy Italian restaurant, I'm selling it now, and you can't go there anymore. Just absolutely fabulous food. I can't say that I ever had anything bad at the Amalfi Grill. Well, it's a little too late to tell you about it now. I just want to say, Bobby, we appreciate your 11 years here. We had wonderful times at the Amalfi Grill when it was over on your other location and then at your new location here in Vero Beach. And we're going to miss you a whole lot. And thank you for being here. And I'm sorry to see you go. We are all sorry to see you go. This pandemic has slowed everything down. I haven't probably been in there since the pandemic started. That doesn't help business, does it? And I was pretty much of a regular when they were over at their other location. So anyway, that's kind of the bad news. I don't have any video for you today, but I used to have some really good video on the Amalfi Grill because it was a wonderful spot. It was a beautiful location. Inside was very nice. Food and service was good, and he ran a really good operation. Bobby is a good operator. And we're sorry to see Bobby Rose shut down the Amalfi Grill. So that's the news for today. Alrighty, folks, so we're going to jump into the numbers. I'll give you a little preview. There's green in the screen all the way over the place. So everywhere you look, there's green on the screen. So everything's down. It's not down as much as we would like it to be down. I can tell you this, the deaths are still in the 60s. They're not like down in the 30s where they were last weekend, but at least they're down into the 60s. So coming up right now, this is segment number one. Segment number two is going to happen here in a second, but they're two different things. So I'm going to say back in a flash, and the next thing you're going to do is see me show up there. So I'll be here and back in a flash. Alrighty, folks, here we go with the numbers for today, for April the 23rd, for Friday. A little bit of breaking news. It's always, every once in a while, you get lucky whenever we don't get these things done as quickly as we usually do. It's 5:08 in the afternoon, and Johnson & Johnson just announced that the CDC just announced that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will now become available with a warning sign that says a very, very, very small group of people have had some issues with it, but nothing to really worry too much about. They're going to start next week putting the J&J vaccine back out again, and so I'm not sure that was really a great idea. We're talking about 1 in a million persons had an issue with that vaccine, and now it's sort of cast a doubt on all of the vaccines. And quite frankly, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, here in the United States, only one person passed away as a result of that out of almost 7 million doses. So that's breaking news at the moment. You heard the breaking news about the restaurant, about the Amalfi Grill. That's just terrible news. We love that restaurant, and we're so sorry to see them go. But anyway, the good news, let's end Friday with some really good news. And the good news is that we do have great positives on our screen. As a matter of fact, one piece of positive here hasn't been fixed properly. When do I get a hold of this producer and say, hey, what about the green over there? Okay, well, it's been taken care of. I was able to fix that. Here we go. Let's take a look at these numbers now. Number of deaths for the entire state of Florida, 62. That was down by 24 from yesterday. Yesterday it was 86. Yes, we're still in the 60s, but we're not in the 70s, 80s, 90s, or we're not over 100. So we're down by 24. Coming down with deaths is really good. I'm not as concerned about the positives. Positives are out of the 6,000s. Yesterday it was 6,684. Today it's 5,464. So we're down by 1,220 with the positives. Now we'll go over here and take a look at these vaccinations. Well, unfortunately, they're down. But let's go back and take a look at the vaccinations from yesterday. Yesterday, we had 78 vaccinations. Did we get the right day? Yeah, it was Thursday, we had 78. And on Wednesday, we had 84,000. So the vaccinations have dropped off considerably. Sorry if I'm making you crazy here with these numbers. Here we go. So 63,000 vaccinations in the past 24 hours for the entire state of Florida. It's dropping down quite a bit. So our vaccinations are really declining quite a bit. There's not as many people interested in getting vaccinated. I guess they sort of think, well, we're getting there now. We don't really have to worry about it. And the J&J J&J going on pause for a week didn't help the situation at all. I can still say this from my standpoint. This is my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion like the rest of you are. I think it's very important that everybody get vaccinated. I think you're far better off to get vaccinated than not getting vaccinated, because one thing for sure is if you get vaccinated, you most likely will not die. And if you don't get vaccinated, there is a good possibility that you could possibly die. So let's face it. That makes sense to me. I mean, I like those odds. All righty. Let's take a look at Miami-Dade. Miami-Dade, 12 new deaths in the past 24 hours, 1,055 new positives, 13,049 new vaccinations down there in Miami-Dade. In Fort Lauderdale, in Broward County, 11 new deaths to report, 689 new positives, 6,620 new vaccinations. Palm Beach County, 2 new deaths, 319 new positives, 5,277 new vaccinations in the Palm Beaches. In Orange County, that's Orlando, we call that Mouse Town, 1 new death to report, 363 new positives, 4,822 new vaccinations in Mouse Town. Over in Brevard County, where the spaceships live, that's Melbourne, 2 new deaths to report, 130 new positives, and 1,243 new vaccinations. Let's go up here to St. Lucie County. St. Lucie County is Fort Pierce, and we had no new deaths in Fort Pierce, 90 new positives, 1,092 new vaccinations. Martin County is Stewart. Martin County had no new deaths to report. We like that a lot. 32 new positives, 440 new vaccinations. And in Indian River County, that would be Vero Beach, 2 new deaths to report, 13 new positives. Very small amount of vaccinations, 196 new vaccinations in the past 24 hours for Indian River County. These are the zip codes over here on the left-hand side of your screen, zip codes for Indian River County for the Vero Beach area. These are all the new positives in the past 24 hours. They do balance out 13 and 13. So zip code 32948 had 3 new positives. Zip code 32958, 1 new positive. Zip code 32960, 1 new positive. That's Vero Beach proper. Zip code 32962, 3 new positives. Zip code 32963, 2 new positives. Zip code 32966, no new positives. Zip code 32967, 3 new positives. And zip code 32968, there were no new positives there. And once again, more green on the screen down here as we take a look at the 7-day moving averages. 66.71 were the 7-day moving averages for the previous day. And in the past 24 hours, it dropped from 66.71 to 64. Very good. That's a good thing. We got to get that number. We got to get that number way, way, way down. Now, this other number that's important to get down here, this state positivity rate is 5.59, was 6.19 the previous day. If we can get that thing under 5, we're in really good shape. And this is the first time I've seen 5 for a while. We actually hit 4 point something within the past couple of weeks. But we got to get this thing under 5. That's the important thing. Under 5 for 14 days, and they think we're in pretty good shape. Alrighty, folks, let's take a look at these really big, awful, terrible numbers. These are the worst numbers on my screen. Thank goodness for a good editor, because I had to wait for these numbers to show up, but here they are. These numbers are accurate with 5:15, within a couple of minutes of 5:15 on Friday afternoon. Number of people who got COVID-19 since we started keeping track of these numbers, 31,971,087 in the entire United States. 31,971 in the United States. Now, the number of people who passed away in the United States as a result of COVID since we started keeping track of these numbers, 570,977. Now, that's an official number. It's not me keeping track of these numbers. This is the state of Florida keeping track of these numbers. And actually, Johns Hopkins is the one. Right there you see Johns Hopkins University up there in Baltimore. They say Baltimore up there, but I'll say Baltimore because most people would understand it that way. I'm from around there, and we always said Baltimore. Johns Hopkins keeps track of these numbers, and that's where that number came from. 570,977, the number of people who passed away in the entire state of the entire United States as a result of COVID. Now, in the whole wide world, the people who contracted COVID-19, this is the biggest number of all. Sometimes it's even hard for me to say. 145,095,141. And then the number of deaths in the entire world as a result of COVID-19, 3,077,803. Alrighty, folks, so those are the numbers for today. Today is Friday. Friday is April the 23rd. We're almost finished this month, another month almost behind us. Hopefully we get into June or July and things are going to calm down a little bit. I mean, there's all sorts of speculation as to what's going on here. Are we going to be able to beat this thing? Are we going to get enough people to get enough shots that the thing will begin to start petering out and we can begin to get back to normal? Oh my goodness gracious, the amount of people who are talking about masks and no masks and distance spacing. Do you wear a mask outside? What a waste of time. I mean, I'm not saying that. This is what everybody else is saying. You know, quite frankly, I don't really care. No big deal. If I have to wear a mask, I wear a mask. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. But there are a lot of people who are very outspoken about whether we should or should not be wearing these masks. Most likely it doesn't mean a whole lot outside. But the problem is that no one is in lockstep. You know, the CDC says one thing and then another day they say something else. And, you know, all the different medical people say different things and they just keep sending all these mixed messages. You've heard me say this so many times. Awfully confusing to the average guy on the street. What should we actually do? Best thing is do what you think is the right thing to do, but err on the side of being conservative. And if you don't want to wear a mask, but you feel maybe you should, stick the mask on. It's not going to hurt anything, for heaven's sakes. Alrighty, folks, get that vaccination. Please do that. I'll look forward to seeing you back here sometime tomorrow afternoon whenever I have the new numbers, and maybe the numbers will even be better tomorrow because they were absolutely very good today. Have a really blessed Friday. See you back here on Saturday. Ron Crider, signing off.